everybody, welcome back to the family channel.
Hi.
We hope you guys are having a fantastically awesome day so far. Today we are reacting to the top 10 hottest cities in the United States, and that's because 3 out of 4 of us love the heat. Now if you can guess which one doesn't like the heat, you can win a prize. Leia hates the heat. She's been moaning about it since summer started, basically.
Today I told my aunt and mummy that I really wanted winter, and they were like, are you crazy?
Oh no, I can't think of anything worse than the winter. I'm not looking forward to it at all. You're not really a fan anymore, are you?
No, I don't like it because you always have to wrap up.
Yeah.
Like in summer, you just put your sliders on, shorts on, and you're ready. And in the winter, it's just a nightmare. I don't like that everything is just looking so grey and miserable. Like,
and I have to wear long trousers in the winter, which I hate. I love wearing my shorts, and in winter, my little skinny legs can't take the cold.
I
so
hate
have to wear
wearing
long.
jumpers.
Yeah.
But why do you enjoy sitting in your sweat all day? That's something I do.
Because you can take layers
but
off.
you can sit in the shade.
Yeah.
But like still, like in the winter, if you're cold, you can just put stuff
And
on.
be uncomfortable with massive
how
jumpers
are you
on.
uncomfortable?
I am. I hate
because
it.
the jumpers are so nice and warm and cuddly.
I hate
I'll
it.
tell you
Cuddle
what,
up, watch a Christmas movie, and it's fine.
Leia needs to move to North Pole.
Yeah.
I swear I will.
the only thing I don't like about summer is that I always sweat. Even my pits are sweating.
Charming. Anyway, so we're going to be checking that out. But before we do, if you guys haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's check out the top 10 hottest cities in the United States and Garen's sweaty pits.
What is going on, everyone? Let's talk about places that you should never be without sunblock. The hottest cities in the United States. If you've been following along, you know that we did the coldest cities on our last video. So that means it's time to swing to the other side of the thermometer and look at the places you sweat a bunch. If you've ever passed a 5th grade science class or own a globe and some common sense, you already know most of this list is going to be in the southwest and the southern states of this country. No big surprise there. But this list is about which cities in those states really push the mercury. Places where you hear things like, yep, but it's a dry heat, and sure, it's hot today, and my favorite, humidity so bad, I almost swam to work. Complaining about the weather is like the national form of small talk. It's kind of like what everyone talks about when they have really nothing to say. It's like a parachute for awkward conversations. Most of the time...
Me and Kat were moaning, not moaning this morning, but Kat's, what is she, your cousin?
Cousin.
They arrived in Croatia for their holiday.
Yeah, they just booked basically a trip on a Wednesday, and Thursday they were going.
And I would do anything to be on the coast now. I miss the water, but this year holiday is just out of the question, isn't it? We've got too many animals to look after, like dogs and cats.
Bills.
Yeah.
Like we need to give Impy every time his
injection.
Injection. It's just too much this year.
This year we're missing out on.
So we're hoping maybe we'll manage to get away somewhere.
Maybe
nice.
We might go in the winter somewhere, like when the winter's here. Maybe in December we can go somewhere. But
even during Christmas.
No.
Okay, good.
And those parachutes are deployed when it's hot, and that's what you talk about in hot cities. So why don't you turn on the AC and watch my
I wish
top
we had
10
an AC.
hottest cities in the United States.
especially here.
Number 10, Columbus, Georgia. This one I know all too well. Columbus is right outside the front gate of Fort Benning, Georgia. Columbus is one of the hottest cities in Georgia, with nearly 3 months out of the year experiencing days where temperatures are above 90 degrees. I made the mistake of electing to go through basic training in July in Georgia. Now, I didn't know anything about the heat then. Every day during that summer, I felt like it was going to be my last day on Earth. And as proof of how bad a memory I have and what a really bad decision maker I am, 2 years later, they asked me who wanted to go.
Whoever
That's very interesting. It's like people just reverse.
They don't stop.
They don't stop. They just go. You can't do that in Slovakia.
You'll crash. People will smash into you. Yeah.
The way they just right away.
Maybe they've been playing GTA too much.
Go to Ranger School in Fort Benning, I stepped forward. The humidity feels like you're living in a Navajo sweat lodge in Columbus, Georgia. The rest of the year, the temperatures are around 70 degrees, so it's not terrible, but those summer months in the 90s and the humidity, it's horrible. The hottest temperature ever recorded was in 2012 when the temperature rose to 106 degrees in Columbus, Georgia. Number 9, Shreveport, Louisiana.
Shreveport.
Is the 4th largest.
That's where that Bass Pro is that we did a reaction to. That big one with that other. Yeah. Not the one, not the pyramid one. The other one that me and Garen did it.
city in Louisiana with just under 200,000 residents. The highest temperature ever recorded in Shreveport was 110 degrees, and that was in August of 1909. Thankfully, the average during the summer is not that high. However, it does hover around 95 most of the summer. Or I should say a good portion of the summer. Since Louisiana is one big swamp, residents complain that when it gets hot, it smells. And when it smells...
Sorry, Garen is covered in mosquito bites. They love him. Like, I don't know whether you can see on his arms, and he's got them all over his back because it's a bit chilly at night now, so he's turned his fan off. Can you imagine by the swamp? You would be like a walking mosquito bite.
Why does it stink there?
Well, we'll check. Because it's swamp. I'm assuming it's the gases from the swamp,
One
maybe.
big swamp, residents complain that when it gets hot, it smells. And when it smells and it's hot, I guess you start robbing people. At least that's what they do in Shreveport. The temperature and crime rate sort of mirror each other. Kind of weird.
That's interesting.
Number 8, Roswell, New Mexico. Roswell is the city of the alleged UFO crash in
aliens.
1947. Within the city is New Mexico. Roswell is the city of the alleged UFO crash in 1947. Within the city is the International UFO Museum and
Is that real?
Alleged UFO crash.
So sick.
Research Center. The belief in Roswell amongst the residents is that UFOs could be related to the extreme heat the city endures every year.
Hold on. How many here?
Then the city is the International UFO Museum and Research Center. The belief in Roswell amongst the residents is that UFOs could be related to the extreme heat the city endures every year. And that also Bigfoot and Chupacabra had something to do with the actual crash. The city sees about 98 days of over 90-degree weather, with the summer average being about 95 degrees. They had a record of 114 degrees Fahrenheit in 1994. Now, I don't know. If you're an alien that was smart enough to drive a spaceship and travel a couple light years, don't you think you'd listen to your land nav system and avoid the ugly landscape of Roswell, New Mexico?
Ugly?
Doesn't make sense.
not
Why
ugly,
would they
though.
go there? Why wouldn't they go someplace really cool, like Hawaii?
It's different, doesn't it?
Number 7, Houston, Texas. Houston
go.
is the most populated city in Texas with 2.3 million residents, with the metro area holding about 6 million people. Those people see just over 3
popularity of
months of
Slovakia.
Population. Not popularity. But I like the fact that it's quite a green city, a green looking city, isn't
Yeah.
it? There's lots of trees and stuff.
holding about 6 million people. Those people see just over 3 months of temperatures over 90 degrees. The average high temperature during the summer months is usually around 95 degrees, while the winter, the temperatures stay around 80. Every time I've
Perfect.
ever been to Houston, there's like no wind, not even a light breeze. The heat is stifling. That is why in my travel journal, it says never go to Houston in the summer. And it's right next to don't take long.
So many people have said that to me as well, like when we were saying we're planning our trip, which we are for next year. Like that's definitely on the cards for next year. We have to push ourselves to get there next year. But they've said do not come in the summer. Like even though we say we love the heat,
That
it'll
is
be
so-
too much.
Yeah, but like...
That's the only sort of time we can come because that's when the kids have their
Yeah.
long break and
Or you could take us out from school.
you're not allowed to.
Yes, you are.
You
No.
can ask
Not for that
permission.
long.
Not for that
Not
long.
for that long.
And like we can't take you out of school as much as I'd love to. Man.
Showers in jail. The highest temperature in the city of Houston was 109 degrees in September of 2000. Number 6, Furnace Creek, California. With a name like that, we should
Furnace
just
Creek.
give it the number 1 spot,
Sounds
and
old.
probably some Gatorade. Furnace Creek has a small population of only 24 residents as of the 2010 census. So it's really
Take me
not a
there.
city, but the name kind of gets them on the list anyway. It is also in the middle of Death Valley, and I can only imagine how many angry comments I would have gotten if I
Death
didn't
Valley.
include something from a valley with a name like Death in it. The small population
It does.
is
It just looks so desolate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like there's nothing there.
That looks scary.
It looks really hot. Yeah,
Imagine
maybe,
being abandoned there.
maybe that would be.
It looks like Mars.
Yeah, it does
or
almost.
moon.
Yeah.
Like, just nothing.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
due to the climate
maybe that's
of
a
the
bit
city.
too hot
The
for
average
us.
high during the hottest months of the year is 116 degrees,
Oh
while
my
during the coldest months,
How much
it
is
only
that in
gets down to about
Celsius?
65 degrees. The hottest recorded temperature here was in 1913, and it was 134 degrees.
Oh my
wow.
gosh. Okay, let me just. I've got to figure that out because I sort of know them, but 134 Fahrenheit in Celsius. Sorry.
That seems like a lot. That's probably
That,
50.
that seems like...
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's a lot because there's nothing growing
Maybe
there, is
50?
it?
134 F to C. 56.6
Wow.
degrees Celsius.
Oh.
You can probably just cook like
the floor.
on the floor.
I
That
see
is
people
so
when
hot.
when it's
Temperature
really
was
hot, they
200
like cook an egg.
In South Africa, we did that where I lived in Mandini, because there it regularly got above like 45 degrees Celsius, and you could break an egg on the road. It wouldn't cook immediately, but like you come back and the egg white would be white.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat it though.
101 degrees in July of 1972. It is possible that this was the highest natural ground temperature in the world ever.
Jesus.
Well, I don't know, maybe when things went to hell with all the dinosaurs and stuff, and, you know, maybe that was bad, but as far as we know, this is the type of place you want to move to if you like...
Like, that is just...
That's somewhere where I would imagine dinosaurs would live.
Yeah.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, but like, it just looks hot. It looks super, like maybe I don't love the heat that much, but I still...
Winter's better.
I hate your in-laws. You know, you invite them over for dinner and they tell you, oh no, we'd like to, but we can't make it. Yeah, and they make excuses all the time. You never have to worry about them just showing up unexpectedly. It's a great place if you don't like your in-laws and pretty much anyone. No one will come visit you, except for the suckers that already live there. Number 5, San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio is the second biggest city in Texas with about 1.5 million residents. These residents experience temperatures above 90 degrees for about 5 months out of the year. They may not get as hot as others on this list, but that heat sticks around. 4 months and 26 days. They may not get as hot as...
That big car.
That's not a car. What the heck is that? What well spotted, because I was like, why is everyone stopping?
That looks like one of those mini cars. They're like smart cars.
That?
Yeah, but like big.
A big smart
others
car.
on this list, but that heat sticks around. 4 months and 26 days longer than Nicolas Cage's fourth wife, to be exact. Average summer temperatures rise up to nearly 100 degrees, while the winter temperatures stay around 80. Thankfully, there's a few lakes not too far away, and San Antonio has a river running right down the middle of town. Not too sure how that water is, but it is there. San Antonio has the River Walk also. If you want something really cool to do, go to the San Antonio River Walk.
That's where that video Walter's World, when he was there, wasn't he? And he was walking along the river.
Oh yeah.
Nice little shops and restaurants and river going through it, and they got
no
boats
graffiti.
you can ride on. It's a really This is the only place in my life I've ever seen a man in a $1,000 suit and really felt sorry for him. It was like 102 degrees, and he just looked at me like he was really jealous of my shorts and t-shirt. It was sad. I hope you made it. Number 4, Del Rio, Texas. Del Rio is a city of about 36,000 residents right on the border with Mexico. The city gets about 145 days a year of 93-degree weather. That's the type of weather that makes you mutter, when will it end? Over and over and over. The highest temperature on record is 112 degrees. Luckily, there's a reservoir that is very well guarded by the Border Patrol less than 20 minutes away for an easy escape for a quick dip in the reservoir. Get away from that heat. I've never been to Del Rio, but I did watch an interview once with the famous radio DJ Wolfman Jack. He ran a radio station directly across the Rio Grande in Mexico in the 1960s. The interviewer asked if he'd always had that gravelly voice he was famous for. He told him no, he got it in Del Rio, Texas, drinking whiskey. And then he said,
I love that sign. Look at it, it's so like...
Gravelly voice he was famous
Really? Gravel
Are you sure about that? It looks more like...
He told him no, he got it in Del Rio, Texas, drinking whiskey. And then he said, because that's all you can do in Del Rio, Texas, work, drink,
look at that road.
That's somewhere if you're a motorbike.
Yeah.
If you're a motorbike rider, that's where they would love us.
Can you imagine with a convertible, one of those old like...
Yeah.
Oh,
the only downside of it, I think you're in the trouble if your car breaks down there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
It'll take a lot of
fun. Worth the fun. Pretty hot.
Yeah.
For a motorbiker, that would be fun going fast.
Oh, you could just zip it.
Yeah. If there was no car.
Number 3, Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas is one of the most visited cities in the country with just around 50 million tourists per year. Vegas is also the hottest of the most visited cities. While visiting Vegas during the summer, you can expect temperatures to be in the hundreds and stay there quite a while. Then in late fall and winter, or as the residents like to call it, the mild summer, average temperatures drop down to the high 70s. Ooh, kind of chilly at high 70s after you've been in the hundreds for 4 months. The good news is casinos are very well air conditioned and you can stay in there and drink and gamble and you may never even go outside and notice that it's hot. What is great about this city is the passion the locals have for what most consider a tourist destination that carries the moniker Sin City. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I made a video about Vegas. It's got over 2 million views. It's my most watched video that I've ever made. Anyway, I put that video up as a joke, poking fun at a friend that was moving to Vegas from Portland. And it was just gonna go on Facebook, but one day I decided to put it up on YouTube and it blew up. I didn't do hardly any research on this video. It was just done on on stereotypes and stop typing. I don't want to hear how you don't think I do research now. I do plenty of research. Just because you don't like what I say doesn't mean it's wrong. Anyway, like I said, the video was put up with just stereotypes, and the Vegas locals lost their collective minds. They went crazy on me. That thing has thousands and thousands of comments, and most of them are hate-filled threats.
So crowded.
It's so weird, yeah. It's like really populated,
Yeah.
and then you look past it, and it's just nothing.
Yeah, that's so weird.
That is
I don't know.
weird.
I don't know. I've always Vegas is somewhere on my list of somewhere I really want to go. Yeah, because I think just to see what it's like. Because I've spoken to people who've been there before, and they reckon some of the casinos there's not even clocks or anything in there, so you don't know what time it is. So you come outside, it's like holy smokes! It's now.
What would we do in a casino?
No, I know, but I'm just saying I'd like to go experience like the strip, see what it's like.
I would like to go to LA.
Good to
An
know.
insult. It's been going on for 2 years, but hey, I mean, it's got over 2 million views.
Excuse me.
Anyway, I'll leave a link below if you want to watch that one. Just remember, Vegas is hot. Number 2, Tucson, Arizona. Tucson is about 2 hours south of Arizona's state capital, Phoenix. The city sees about 145 days of over 90-degree weather, with an average summer temperature of 100 degrees. But throughout the year, temperatures thankfully drop into the 80s to maybe 85, and you're like, whew, I may need a sweater or something. 85 degrees is still hot, but a lot better. I've never been a fan of Tucson. Maybe it's the heat, or maybe it's just the city itself. As you drive around, all the stores seem to be closed down or something. It's weird. And they all seem further away from each other. Even the ones right next to each other.
I like this guy's channel because he's really honest about the place. Because he's like traveled all over, and he'll say, "I just don't like this place. It's crap." So, and he'll tell you why.
Seems like it's like an extra 5 yards
they-
to every.
are they
It's
fishing?
weird. Some places
Running.
used to be chain stores that closed down. Then someone opened up the old 7-Eleven and didn't want to buy a new sign, so they got on the roof with some paint, and now they own a store called 9/11, which is never a good thing. Yeah, I've seen that happen before. But that's how Tucson is. Just kind of weird and in the middle of the desert. Not too far from Mexico, so, it's Tucson. Here's a fun fact. The highest temperature on record in Tucson is 117 degrees.
Oh my
that was from
gosh.
1990. And
Take a guess.
I think it's
think
gonna.
Texas.
Yeah, I think so.
I think maybe
I think
Louisiana.
They've done.
I'm
I'm going
99.
Florida.
I'm 99%
what
sure.
about Florida?
Yeah, I
going
just said
Texas.
that. I'm
I'm
going
going
Florida.
Texas.
It would be
Texas,
Florida.
Texas, Florida,
Or maybe
Florida.
a place in California.
Maybe.
Nah.
Let's see.
I
Florida.
think 99%. I think it's Texas.
I think it's somewhere in Texas.
Florida.
Let's see.
Somewhere in Texas.
Number 1, Phoenix, Arizona.
I-
1.6
yeah.
million residents. In
Yeah, right.
2017,
No,
the city
I-
hit a record
I
number
didn't mean I thought it was there. I thought it was going to be in Texas.
of deaths related to heat. That year,
Sorry, let's hear that again.
155. This Arizona. Phoenix has about 1.6 million residents. In 2017, the city hit a record number of deaths related to heat. That year, 155 residents unfortunately died from the heat. That's up
Oh
from
my
150
gosh.
the previous year. Now, I've never understood that. It's Phoenix. You know it's going to be hot unless you're new to the area. And I mean, maybe a few of those deaths were out-of-towners, but still, you gotta know. It's
Yeah.
Phoenix. When your skin starts to boil and you're sweating from your earlobes while standing still, maybe it's time to find some shade. And a Slurpee from 7-Eleven, maybe. Oh, I'm sorry, wait, from 9/11, and it's
9/11,
called
yeah.
a Slarpie because of fear of a lawsuit. Fall through springtime, the city usually has an average temperature of around 85 degrees. During the summer months, you should expect temperatures to be around 105 degrees through the whole summer almost. It's incredible. I've been to Phoenix a handful of times in the summer, and it is never a good experience. I mean, I love the people there, don't get me wrong. I'm not a heat guy, and I was miserable the
I'm a
whole
heat
time.
guy.
I actually would not talk to people unless I was standing like directly in front of the air conditioner. It's weird.
You know what's very interesting? That there's so many people living there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's like even Vegas and stuff, isn't it? You would think like people would avoid that sort of desolate area, but yeah, it's pretty cool though.
Like, but like, why would you live there if it's so hot?
I would live there. There's work, there's nice property. Why not?
Because it's hot.
Arizona, nice snakes,
Yeah.
scorpions.
I'm sticking to Canada.
Fishing.
Canada. Leia's gonna live in the North Pole.
Or Alaska.
Canada.
We'll do the coldest video maybe next week, so
Yeah.
we could check that one out. But I quite like the hottest. Some of
See,
them.
I would have thought that the Death Valley would have been.
I thought so as well. I thought that would have been number
Canyon.
one. Canyon.
Grand
Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
I thought Death Valley was going to be number one
Yeah.
as well. But those, okay. maybe I'm wrong. I love the heat, but most of those, I'd say all of those places were probably a little bit too hot.
Yeah.
Maybe Louisiana I could deal with.
Yeah. Because it's gonna be really hot next week in here.
Yeah.
Hey, at least
so
I'm going
let's
for
see
girls
how we gonna get on.
Yeah, I get
But
on.
like, it's nice, but when it gets too hot for a few days,
Oh, I love it. I love it. Even when I go sleep, I don't like Cat can't sleep without the duvet, like the blanket
Me
wrapped
neither.
around her, and neither can Leia. And I don't get that because when it's hot, I sleep on top of it, and I'm like just enjoying the fan blowing on me.
I fold mine up and I like to
This kid, he's weird when he goes. Yeah.
and I put it on the end of my bed. I rest my legs up, turn the fan on right on me. Not so it's moving like that across the room, but just on me.
He's always
And I'm
weird with his sleep.
Yeah, he's always been a bit strange with you've got your little routine that you have to do.
No, but he used to be worse. He used to have to go to bed at a certain time.
Well, he
and
will
if
when he's playing hockey again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had
yeah, he's got like a proper
Nice.
OCD routine.
But it's good. It's good to have a routine like that. Anyway, we're waffling again. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. And we will see you when?
Next
Next
video.
video.
Bye.